Okay, let's go.
Hi guys, Jason from RacketHaus here, and today we have Brandon here with us as well.
Hello.
So we've just play tested the 2025 Pure Drive. So specifically, we play tested the 100, the Pure Drive team, and also
The Pure Drive 98.
Yep. Right. So shall we start with the Pure Drive 100 and the team?
Sure.
Yeah. So the Pure Drive still remains a very powerful racket. Very, very easy to use. But I think one of the main thing that they changed from the last version was that they made it softer, which I think a lot of people will like
asking
it.
for that, yeah.
Yeah. So what and also I feel like in terms of the feel wise, it wasn't as muted as the last version. Slightly better. I did feel less vibrations in this version as well. A bit less jarring.
And stable.
Yep. Yeah. So even at net serves, trying to block big serves, yeah, I think it was still very stable. But I gotta say, it's definitely still not a soft racket.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Still, so if you have any form of like a tennis elbow or anything like that, I'm still not gonna recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think Pure Drives has always been a proven formula over the years. They didn't change too much, okay, but I think they really listened to the people over the years and made it a little bit softer. That's what a lot of people wanted it from the last version. Yeah, so I think it's gonna still a racket that suits a wide range of players, beginners all the way to advanced players, because of how powerful and how easy it is to use.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Like the 100 is, the summary is that it's just got very addictive power. Like it's easy to use. Like you want to pick it up and just start slamming balls with it. Like because it really crushes the ball even in stock form. Like it doesn't need much customization to do well.
Yeah.
Like it on the ground strokes, like you're not gonna find like that it's difficult on the forehand or the backhand. It's just very easy to generate a good amount of pop on the ball. But I feel that like if you tend to muscle the ball too much, you're gonna feel the stiffness. Like you need to be relaxed when you hit this. Let the racket
Do the work.
Because if you try to actually hit hard with it, I'll feel it more in my arm than anything.
Yeah.
Like when I try to like up the intensity, like try to like actually blast the ball like really flat using a lot more power, like I feel the stiffness. Sure, the power will definitely be there. Like it hits a crazy good ball, but like the stiffness is still there. Not as bad as the previous generation. Like you said, they really did improve on that part. But yeah, connected to the ball, very stable even when you're like counter punching.
Yes.
Like even when someone's hitting like heavy topspin or like flat balls at you, like just redirecting that pace is quite easy with the 100. I think like if you're looking just for a solid power racket, it's just a very easy recommendation.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't get a lot better than this when it comes to power rackets.
It's like a racket that can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Unless you have tennis elbow.
Yeah, if you already like have a history of like arm issues, like you probably shouldn't go with it. Like unless you're going to put it like a softer string on it.
Yeah,
but I think if you put like a multi on it, it's going to be a bit too powerful. Yeah. But yeah, the power levels are very addictive. It doesn't feel like you need to do a lot to get a lot out of the racket. It is pretty whippy even though it's like quite a thick. I mean, Pure Drives always have a thick beam.
Yeah.
But for as thick as it is, like it's
very
still
easy to maneuver. Very easy to whip it up.
Launch angle is not crazy high.
Yeah.
It's not like an arrows kind of launch angle, but you can get a good amount of spin and a good amount of launch with it if you're looking for that.
Yeah.
So I mean, all in all, like if you're in the market for a power racket, you want to upgrade from the previous generation, like you can't go wrong with this one.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with the Pure Drive 100 as always.
Yeah. And then we'll probably briefly touch on the team version, which is the difference between the team version and the regular Pure Drive 100 is that the team version is unstrung, it's 285 grams, and then the regular version it's 300 grams. Yeah. So similarly, the team version plays very, very just like the 100 in terms of power level. Easier to swing because of the weight,
Exactly.
But
just a little bit less stable.
Exactly, a little bit less stable. I think we also felt a bit more vibration. I think that has to do with the weight as well.
Lack of weight,
Yeah, Yeah. So I mean, if you can handle the 300 gram,
Yeah.
I'll definitely go for the 300 gram. But I think if you are, say,
A lady or a junior?
a junior player,
Yeah.
who is slowly moving up to a heavier racket from
Exactly.
a 270 to a 285, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, I played with it just now for quite a bit. Like I don't find it, if you're not hitting against someone that's like a lot better than you, like you will enjoy using it still because it's very easy to swing, it's very easy to maneuver. But like when like faster, heavier balls start coming in,
then you will feel the difference.
I would if I were to use the 285, I would have to add a bit of weight at 3 and 9.
3 and 9, yeah.
Just to make it a little bit more stable. But yeah, other than that, like if like he said, if you're a lady looking for a power racket, you can't handle 300 grams, the 285 is great. If you are like a junior going from a 270 to a 285 gram, like, and you're a power player, like exactly, you can't go wrong with the 285 Pure Drive team.
Yeah, I wanted to touch a little bit on the aesthetics. Yeah, how do you find it from the previous version, or like just an overall?
I like the color a bit more.
Yeah.
I think the red outline like does add a bit of flair to it.
Yeah.
Only the 98 has a red
grommet,
still, but like at the throat, like the Pure Drive, like the word, it's like outlined with like this red. And it's quite good.
Yeah, so
how do you find it?
So to be honest, when I first looked at it online
saw the
and
pictures,
and saw the pictures, it was quite underwhelming for me.
Yeah.
But when I received the racket, I looked at it and I was like, actually, it's really not too bad.
It's got this metallic paint look.
It's not gonna stand out.
Yeah.
It doesn't stand out like the Hit Extreme, which with the super
or the radicals,
right?
Like, which
Exactly.
Like Stabilo highlighters.
But it's I don't know how to say, like it grows onto you. I'm really quite okay with it. It's not. I think if you're looking for something that's that stands out, probably not. But if you're just looking for something a bit quite mild, a nice blue tone to it, I to be honest, if you're trying
to distract your opponent with your racket, probably not this one. But it's just like a nice, like, I mean, I like this metallic finish. Like if you're not going gloss, at least like this is still quite a nice looking racket,
and it looks quite, and the paint job is very high quality as well. It doesn't chip easily or anything like that. Okay. So I just want to talk about it because a couple of our customers asked us about it as well. Right.
I would say definitely an improvement, like paint-wise, over the last one. Not that the last one was bad, but this looks a little bit better to me.
Okay. So next up, the Pure Drive 98. But maybe you want to go through the changes in terms of the specs.
So they've made their Pure Drive 98 a 1620, just like their Aero 98. String pattern-wise, 1620. So a little bit denser than the Pure Drive.
So the previous Pure Drive VS or Pure Drive 98, that was still 1619.
Correct. And was the Pure on 305 or 300?
305.
305?
I can't really remember.
So the weight has stayed the same, but like 16 by 20. So when you add an extra cross, the swing rate is going to go up a little bit generally because like when strung, you're going to have like one more cross going through. Other than that, like the change, like
so they also made the here a little bit more. Not sure whether you guys can see it. Over here, it's a bit more box beam like, which is different from the regular Pure Drive.
Correct.
Which is a bit more curved. So this one you can see that it's a bit more box beam.
So I think that also makes it a little bit less maneuverable to me than the 100. I'm not sure whether. I don't think it's a feature, but like it.
But how was your overall experience with it?
So this racket, I hit a heavier ball than with the 100 for sure, but like I have to put in more effort to do it.
Exactly.
Because I mentioned, like when I talked about it with Tan, like it's like if you prepare late, it takes a while to really get from your drop position, like the pet the dog position, like into your wrist lag and contact point. Like it takes a bit to get there. So if you're playing someone that hits the ball like flat and fast, like you're gonna have to prepare really early or anticipate because it rewards you when you have a prepared like clean strike on the ball. Like it really it packs a huge punch for a 98. But it doesn't give you like the easy power of the Pure Drive 100. Like it is powerful, but it takes a bit more effort to get that out of it.
Exactly.
And that's also because like specs wise, it's supposed to be 3 points hit light.
Yeah.
So which means more weight like towards the head of the racket. Like the one I played with in Thailand, like I think was a little bit heftier than this one even.
Okay.
Right. So what that does is also like.
So I think I saw the video. I think it was quite similar. So
Yeah.
this one came out at swing weight of about 322.
Oh, that means this is higher.
Yeah. This one came out at about 322. And then our Pure Drive 100 was about 312, which was similar to the ones that you tested in Thailand as well.
310 Pure Drive and 317 Pure Drive 98.
Yeah.
So
but the thing is, like I play with a racket that has a swing weight of about pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And this one definitely feels like it was a lot. It was tougher to swing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because swing weight tells one part of the story only, but like where the weight is distributed also, like the rest of the weight is distributed, really plays a part in like making a racket feel more or less maneuverable.
Yeah.
And you said did you
We added.
you tried it with and without the lead, is it?
I added a little bit of weight to the handle, just
Make
3
it
grams.
A little bit more.
Yeah, because when I dry swing it, when I was just shadow swinging it, it just feels too much.
Yeah. I mean, another 98 that we demoed like the Gravity Tour 98 in the previous racket series, and that was also like a hefty 98.
Yeah.
That was 330, and that was like not just like more balanced towards the hit, but the swing was also above 330.
Yeah,
the demo.
yeah.
So that was hard.
Yeah, but
so
that feels easier to swing than this one. Yeah.
This one, it really takes a bit to get going. But like if you're strong, like if you're a buff dude, like and you can really get the racket going, like you'll be rewarded with like a heavy ball on the other side of the net.
Yeah.
The one thing is that like I am serving is a little, because of like where the weight is distributed, it's really not so easy to snap into the ball.
Yeah.
So like I don't find serves, like if you get it in, it's fast.
It's
like
fast,
getting
it's
it
heavy.
in is not as easy as like other rackets
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, like I think the Pure Drive 100 has always been like the canon for serving, like Andy Roddick's original Pure Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't think it's an interesting update from Babolat. I don't think it's a bad racket. It just takes it's more niche. Like I don't think I could recommend like this 98 to everyone.
Yeah. So to probably put things in perspective. So when we tried it, number one, it's quite a bit to swing. You can use the word sluggish. You can say it's not very maneuverable, but you definitely need to prepare early. But the thing is, if you hit well, you hit it on the sweet spot, it's super sweet. Yeah, it's very rewarding. It plows through the ball.
Like a sledgehammer, like when you get it right.
It plows through the ball really nice. One thing that I noticed when I tried this, I tried this yesterday as well. I didn't have any expectations going into when I was trying this, and the main thing that struck me was that how different it was from a regular Pure Aero 98. Yeah. So Pure Aero 98 has a very high launch angle, plenty of spin.
Very whippy.
Yeah. This one, the launch angle is a lot lower. Yeah. So if you hit more, you hit flatter, and I hit a flatter ball. I actually quite enjoyed it, but the problem is that you gotta hit it well. Yeah, you gotta hit it well. You gotta prepare early. So that was for me, that was my issue, and I did have I hit well on the forehand, backhands, no issue. I did struggle a little bit on the slice because I think sometimes on the defensive slice, if you are defending, balls are coming and you just need to quickly get it around. I couldn't quite do that versus like a RF01 which slices very, very easily. Yeah, so this one I had one issue with that, but at net it was super solid. Yeah, I was
stable.
I was hitting with a hard hitter, and it was very, very stable. It didn't feel any vibrations at all. Serves. First serves, if you get it in on the flat serves,
it's big.
Yeah. Problem for me was on the second serves. Because I couldn't get the racket to come across the ball fast enough
to brush over it to get the kick.
So
makes sense.
So I think it's not a racket that's going to be for everyone. What do you think?
It's definitely going to have a few fans. Like there are people that are going to like this racket. It's not, to me, it's not something that I would play. Like if I'm going to use a 98, I prefer a slightly thinner beam than this. If you want more spin and power easily, I would stick with the 100.
Yeah.
The 98 is really for people that have good footwork as well, because you
Yeah.
need to be prepared. You
Yeah.
need to get your racket back early.
Yeah.
You need to be in position.
Yeah.
But if you're in position and you're on time, you anticipate well. This thing is gonna hit a
Yeah.
huge ball.
Yeah.
But if you're tired and stuff and you're not moving as much, this racket's gonna be hefty. It's gonna cost you more than it's gonna reward you.
Yeah.
But if you're really moving well, you enjoy like having that feeling of just absolutely crushing the ball if you're in position and like ready for it. Like this is a solid like racket to use.
Yeah.
But it's not like a one size fits all kind of a thing. Like you can't pick up and play a Pure Drive 98 and be good with it.
Yeah, so it took me like
Yeah.
a good 10 to 15 minutes to get used to it.
You gotta
because the
figure it out
Yeah, the
also,
first
yeah.
15 minutes, my balls were just going everywhere.
Correct. And I think
Yeah.
because like you said, it's a little bit boxier compared to the
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
Like I tend to see that like boxier rackets, like they don't launch the ball with the net as easily.
Yeah.
Like Aero 98 is not boxy
Yeah,
in that way.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
So it makes it a little bit less aerodynamic through the air. So you're not gonna get that launch angle that you're looking for compared to like the 100 or compared to an Aero. But if you just want to hit flat balls, and this is a
This is gonna be
choice.
yeah.
This
If
is
you
certainly-
use so if you use an E-Zone 98 Tour,
exactly.
which I used for a short period of time. When I was hitting with this racket, the first racket that came to my mind was the E-Zone 98 Tour. Yeah, very quite relatively similar, I would say. There's a lot of things because that one has, but that one's a bit heavier. It's 315 grams. Yeah, but in terms of the plow through and the way it hits, I think it's a good comparison between these two rackets.
I think for me, what would make this a little bit easier to use is like, I mean, I can play with a 315 like unstrung, so I would put a lot of weight at the handle. To just make it a lot more maneuverable. Like, because the swing rate itself isn't over the top. Like 322 is fine. A lot of modern players' rackets are about 322 swing rate.
So
strong.
to add on, these two rackets came pretty much on spec.
From what is expected.
Yeah, from what's expected. So the 100 after strung, it was 4 points headlight, which is what we expected. And then on for the 98. It was 3 points headlight.
Okay, so that's that's within.
And that's
the
the reason why
expectations.
I added a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
I added 3 grams to make it 4 points headlight.
So I think like it could even like in what it is right now, it could still use a bit more at the handle. Like if I want to use it on a daily basis, like if I am fresh, like I've only played like a little bit on that day, like I wouldn't mind using this and like playing against like a strong player. But you definitely need to have good footwork. I don't think this is a racket that if you're like a 3 to 3.5, you should pick up.
Yeah, I think anybody above 3.5.
Yeah.
And I will recommend that you demo it first.
Correct.
Yeah. Before.
There are a lot of 98s that are easier to just pick up and play.
Yeah.
This one, you're going to need to dial it in.
Yeah.
And if you dial it in, you might get quite addicted to what it offers you.
Yeah.
But it's not like I grab it and like I'm going to be good with this racket straight away. Whereas the Pure Drive 100, like you pick that up, it's like, you're just going to hit power shots like everywhere.
You don't really
all the
need to
time.
warm up. You can get it going. Okay, shall we sum it up? Is this iteration of the Pure Drive what you expected?
I think the 100 was, for companies that are trying to improve on like a successful racket, like the Pure Drive has always been Babolat's like best-selling model, right? So like it's definitely a step in the right direction. Like if people wanted like a softer frame, that doesn't to me, like it became softer without feeling like less connected.
Yeah, so this is really what I liked about it.
Usually if you try to make it softer, you're going to add a bit more dampening technology.
Yeah,
you're going to lose the connectedness to the ball.
Yeah.
I don't think this has lost that much connectedness.
Exactly.
To it. The 98 was a toss-up. Like I didn't know what to expect
Exactly,
from it. Right? Like power 98 rackets are not the most common category. So there's probably like the FX 500 Tour. There's like I guess you would put the Boom Pro under it, but the Boom Pro is not as powerful as this.
Yeah.
Like the other 98 that is super powerful is a Technifiber X1 racket. The version 2. That 98 is even more powerful than this. That's a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
But so it's interesting. Like I can't, like I said, it's not it's not something that you can easily recommend to someone, but you need to demo it and try it and see if it works for you.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a bad racket, but you need to see if it works for the
For
way
yourself.
you play.
Yeah,
Like your,
exactly.
your
Your play
game needs
style,
to suit this racket.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, we are all about recommending rackets that suit your game. So I wouldn't tell you to just like buy this off the shelf. Like, try it first if you can, demo it, see how it plays for you, whether it suits your game, whether you can handle like the balance and the weight over, like, don't just look at one set, right? If you're playing like social competitive games, you're going to be playing 3 sets sometimes. Like, if you can't handle like the weight after like a second or third set, then you're going to switch to another racket. Might not be the racket for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I don't think I can't say that I expected this, because I didn't know what to expect. But it is like, I mean, I think bravo to Babolat for trying something like
Something
this.
very different.
Exactly.
Yeah, very different from the previous version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd like to thank Babolat for sending the rackets to us to demo. So they will be available on the 16th of January.
It's a big day in the racket world this year.
Exactly. A lot of racket launches this month. We're super excited for it. So if you'd like to pre-order the rackets with us, just go ahead to our website, RacketHaus.sg, and you can do your pre-orders over there.
Yep.
All right. And
Thanks for having me.
Yep. We will see you in the next video, and hopefully Brandon will be there as well. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.